One of my memories is when I was probably about 8 or 9, climbing out of the window, going to the beach, being there by myself, and just feeling like I was part of something early in the morning. And I've never forgotten that. I probably have forgotten it, but now when I stand on the beach, that's what I feel. I'm at home. I belong. There's something. There's all of that water. It's so much bigger than me. I'm so unimportant. It's a fantastic feeling. I really like it. It has a lot of other associations, like being out of my depth. That's associated with water. That's something that I often feel, and I can panic if I feel like I'm out of my depth in water. But then the other side of that is the first time I was underwater and saw living coral, I had to resurface and check that I was still on the planet. It was so astonishing. And that sense of wonder that we're going to lose, as well as losing the coral, we're losing our connection with that sense of wonder. And I find that quite sad. When I start, I tend to start at least 2 drawings at once, and fairly early on I think neither of them are working, so I'll start another one. And so I keep going like that for a long time. Yeah, so I just keep moving backwards and forwards because I feel that I develop a technique or a way of seeing as I'm going. So the whole process is about developing my drawing skills as well, getting my eye in, and that each time I get closer to a resolution, it sends me to another drawing. I suddenly see that differently as well. So it just keeps going in that way. And then there's a point where some start to look as though they're finished. And then, if I get a chance a year later, I think, I could do a bit more to that. When I started to introduce the idea of a head and coral in the same drawing, or a suggestion of a head, it's about maintaining the mystery that is nature. So definitely I want the drawings to feel mysterious, a bit ambiguous, not obvious, because the quality that I'm looking for reflects the fact that everything's changing all the time. It never stops. And that's been, that was the starting point. How do I draw about change and the change that is part of life? So it's our life, but it's the life of the grass and the trees and the kangaroos and everything. And I don't differentiate between life forms. I like to convey that as well, that we're all part of the same fragile equilibrium. The fragile equilibrium is much more about the land where I'm living now, because that is land that's not really in balance anymore. I'm an artist living on the northern edge of Canberra, living on acreage, so that really inspires the work that I make. And so both the land and the sea influence what I make work about. When we moved here, it's at one point a place that makes sense to me because I'm from South Australia. There's a lot of space, there's the big skies, and it's dry country, and I really love the colours and the sense of space, the vegetation of dry country. I'm not trying to say something political. I do have, my own thoughts about that, but I'm much more interested in the philosophy and the emotional relationship and the values that we've had around the sea, because, the values we've had around land obviously has changed from being part of it to farming it to exploiting it for other reasons, and now seeing it in a different way. So that's part of the change that I'm addressing as well. I mean, I don't feel like I'm trying to placate nature, but I feel like I'm connecting with a process.